Production support for Ohio Educational Broadcasting Award-winning News 6 has come from Whirlpool Corporation's Findlay Division, working to make your life a little easier. Additional support has come from the Northwest Ohio Educational Technology Foundation and from this public television station.
Hi, I'm Chuck Bollinger, 6th grader at Attica Elementary. And I'm Andy Franker. We're ready to go into classes at Retown Schoolhouse. And here's what you'll be seeing on News 6 today.
An original one-room schoolhouse, some young scientists and inventors, and one of Attica's important industries.
Hi, welcome to News 6. I'm Mark Ruffing from Attica Elementary School in Attica, Ohio. Here with the first story is Sherry Shoemaker.
Each year, the 5th and 6th grades at our school have their annual science fair. News 6 went to see some of the exhibits and the young scientists who made them.
For the past 6 years, the 5th and 6th grades have been participating in an annual science fair here at Attica Elementary School. Even though grade 6 used to have their own science fairs, they were nothing like they are now. Now, the science fair has many more interesting projects. Some of these projects are about solar energy, optical illusions, and plants. News 6 went to see some of these projects and talk to the young scientists. Kendra, what did you do your science project on?
I did my science fair project on crystals.
What is the most interesting part of your science project?
The experiment, because when I did these, I had water and sugar in this one, and it didn't grow on the string or anything, but it surfaced over top. And this one I had salt and water, and it just grew up over the side. This one had Epsom salt. It grew up all the way up the side, but then when I moved them, they all fell into the water.
How did you come up with the idea of your science project?
Well, I kind of liked crystals and stuff and all the rings and gems, you know, so I just decided I'd find out more about these rings and such.
Mm-hmm. We also talked to Eddie Beamer about his project. Eddie, what did you do your science project on?
I did my science project on rabbits.
What was the most interesting part of your science project?
The experiment, when I fed them different things to see how the growth affected them.
What did you feed them?
I fed rabbit B, I fed it oats, cracked corn, carrots, and cabbage, and fresh water daily.
Was there any difference in the weight gain?
Yes, the rabbit A gained 1 pound, 10.5 ounces, and rabbit B just gained 10.5 ounces.
We wanted to find out more about how electricity is generated, so we asked Jeff Walliser. Jeff got the idea for his project from his father, who works for the local electric co-op. Jeff, what is your science project about?
My science project is about generating electricity in a power plant.
What do you think is the most interesting part of your science project?
The poster, because it shows how electricity is being generated by coal in a power plant.
The science fair is very popular for the students, teachers, and parents. It gives the students an opportunity to be creative and learn more about an area of science and nature that interests them.
Today's show is being produced by the 6th graders of Attica Elementary School in Attica, Ohio. Attica is located about 15 miles west of Tiffin, Ohio. The town was founded in 1833 and has a current population of about 1,000.
One of the important industries in Seneca County has recently changed its name and the product that it makes. News 6 went to St. Stephen's, Ohio. Find out more about this company.
One of the important industries in the Attica area is Senica Tile. This company, which used to be St. Stephen's Tile, manufactures floor tile. Senica Tile is still located in the town of St. Stephen's, just a few minutes from Attica. The current owner and operator is Mr. Jim Fry. We asked Mr. Fry some questions about Senica Tile and his manufacturing processes. Mr. Fry, how long has your company been open?
The original company was opened in 1906. As the present company, Senica Tiles, we've been open since 1978.
How many people work here?
We have approximately 30 employees.
How long does it take to manufacture one order?
Depending on the kind of tile that we're manufacturing, it can take as little as 4 hours or as long as 6 weeks.
What improvements and changes have you made since you took over the company?
We've had to add 4 new kilns because, again, of making a little bit different product than originally, and we had to add a lot of glazing equipment, which puts a glaze on the surface of the floor tile.
We asked Mr. Fry to tell us how they make tile here at Senica Tile.
Well, the first thing you have to do is start with your clay. And we go to a big open mine and dig out the clay, and then it's ground into very small particles. We bring this ground up clay to our plant, and then we mix it together with different clays. From there, the mix is brought into what we call a pug mill.
The pug mill mixes it and extrudes a thin ribbon of clay, which is then cut like a cookie cutter into different shapes. The tiles are thoroughly dried in a dryer and placed into the kiln. The kiln slowly fires the tile up to approximately 2,000 degrees. The kiln is cooled off and the tile unloaded and sorted for packaging. Senica Tile does not serve just Seneca County. In fact, it has customers all over Ohio, the United States, and Canada.
We've heard about the one-room schoolhouses of the past here in Attica. We are lucky enough to spend some time in one of these one-room schools and learn a little bit about school life in the past.
The school in Retown opened in 1878. They called the school the Retown Schoolhouse. 11 students was the average for the school. The school had grades 1 through 8. After 8th grade, you graduated. The students went to school 6 hours a day. The hours were 9 to 4. The children had an hour off at noon for lunch. Everybody packed their lunch, except if you lived close by, you could go home for lunch. Retown Schoolhouse has a very large playground. The older kids always liked playing baseball. The younger kids liked playing games like hot potato or duck, duck, goose. Retown Schoolhouse has 2 outdoor bathrooms, one for the girls and one for the boys. As you may guess, it was very cold in the winter. There are also many school books and readers from the late 1800s and early 1900s. Here at the schoolhouse, there are even original McGuffey readers still hanging on the walls. The schoolhouse also had a large potbelly stove. The teacher had to be there early in the morning to start the fire. They couldn't bank the fire overnight because it burnt down the school building once. In 1940, the Retown Schoolhouse closed its doors. There were too many children starting to come to the school for the teachers, so they decided to close. The children were transferred to Republic School. To celebrate the Year of Reflections bicentennial of the Northwest Ordinance, which established public education, each class of students at Attica Elementary will be spending a school day with their teacher at the Retown Schoolhouse this spring when the weather gets warmer. You can come and visit the schoolhouse by contacting the Seneca County Historical Society. You can even sign your name on one of the blackboards to preserve your name in history.
That's all for this week's show. Join us next week as News 6 travels to Forest, Ohio.
Production support for News 6 has come from Whirlpool Corporation's Findlay Division, working to make your life a little easier. Additional support has come from the Northwest Ohio Educational Technology Foundation and from this public television station.